First of all, congratulations to Mississippi State. Great ball club, a deserving super regional champion. I thought they played excellent offensively and defensively. I thought they pitched well. They did all the things you needed to do to win a game at this level. And I thought we battled them tough. We just gave them a little bit too much and then didn't take enough away from us. So it was a classic, super regional where the game is at the highest level, and this one little mistake may be the difference. So proud of my team, though, to get this far, play in such a great atmosphere, and battle a great Mississippi State team down to the end. So my hats off to my club as well. And again, the tournament was run outstanding. The atmosphere was great. You can see that is definitely the 10th man is the Mississippi State crowd, and they did a great job of inspiring their team and reacting and keeping that momentum going. So, but for us, it was just a great atmosphere of baseball, and really appreciate the hospitality after the game. So many of those fans seemed appreciative of our efforts and were very respectful to us, and just a great tournament.
We'll start with questions for the student athletes with Steve in the middle second row.
Cal, two questions. Take us through the home run, and then secondly, after that, Peyton Plumlee really settled down. What was he doing to kind of keep you guys off the base path?
Yeah, for the home run yesterday, they were thrown away early, and then with 2 strikes, we're coming back in. My last at bat, I got a jam the ground ball second. So going into the game today, I just knew that with 2 strikes, still having to cover the whole play, that they would come in, foul the pitch off away with 2 strikes, and had a good feeling they were coming in there. So just trying to put the barrel to the ball and hit it pretty well. What was the second question?
What was he doing after that?
Yeah, just mixing well, throwing fastballs both sides of the plate, but doing a good job of keeping his curveball with 2 strikes down to where we couldn't get good contact on it.
Okay, questions for the student athletes? We'll get the microphones to you guys. Go back to Steve here, and then we'll go to Tyler.
Jack, you came in, kind of held the game in place there. What was working for you and kind of keeping those guys from getting back on base with you?
Really just attacking early, trusting my stuff. Really relied heavily on some fastball location, fastballs in and out. Missed up, obviously when I miss up, sometimes I don't miss above the barrel, which helps out. But the guys were really working hard, and I was just trying to do my best to keep us in the game.
Go front row left to the student athletes.
Kyle, I noticed you guys were sitting there in the dugout while Mississippi State players were doing a victory lap or whatever have you. What's that like, having to sit there and watch that, and how much can that motivate you guys for heading into next year?
Honestly, it sucks. Just to be blunt, it's hard, man. You expect to win. You play every game expecting to win. So it was really tough. But congratulations to them, obviously. They played really well this weekend and came out on top, obviously. As far as for us moving forward, I think you just use it as I don't even want to say motivation necessarily, but use it to look at the areas in which you can be better, to learn from it, to play in front of a crowd like this, in an environment like this. It's all learning experiences, and it sucks, but the hard times in life are what you learn from. So hopefully we all can keep that in mind and try to learn from it in whatever way.
Curtis Slim, front right of the players.
Jack, a little different situation bringing you in. Obviously, you came in the game earlier than you typically do and stayed longer, much longer. Was your mindset that you were going to be in long relief? What was it when you get out there?
Yeah, just before the game, early on during batting practice, Coach Eager just mentioned to me, hey, be ready early, be ready to go. So I just kind of had my mindset that I could be coming in the game early. And when I got brought in, I mean every at bat, every inning is just treated like a save opportunity. We're just trying to hold the lead and give us the best chance we can to come back.
Any other questions for the student athletes? All right, we'll let the guys go. We'll open up here with questions for Coach. Again, Carmen and Graham have the microphones. We'll start with Steve, and then we'll go to Slim.
Coach, the triple there, you were on the review pretty quick there. Was that just trying to slow the game down? Did you see something there? Kind of take us through that sequence.
Well, didn't get a great look at it. Wasn't so sure that, there could have been fan interference or someone got a hand over the top of the fence and maybe interfered with it. But it was clear from seeing the replay that wasn't the case. But it was worth a look. Doesn't cost you a challenge, and I was not sure from our angle.
Go ahead to Slim here, front right of Coach.
Yeah, Coach, in neither game your starters got you very deep. I don't think anyone went to the third inning. What does that do in terms of how you're planning the game? And I know it's a do-or-die situation. You must have thought that was critical.
Yeah, you know what? We were ready today. Obviously, you were all hands on deck as early as you needed to. And, Jack Little we knew at some point we needed to use Jack Little in the series. And so we were ready to use him as early as possible. He's the all-time saves leader in the history of Stanford baseball. He's one of the best pitchers I've ever coached. And we knew at some point if we could get him the ball. And at that point, we just needed to hold the game. And he did exactly what we asked. He held it at 0 for 4 innings and gave us a chance. We just weren't able to get the bats going. I think Plumlee did a great job of mixing in and out and kind of keeping us at bay. And we were on that one hit, which was the home run to lead off the game. I think we were on there for about 5 or 6 innings, and you're just not going to get it done if you just can't get to him then.
Go directly in front of Coach with Rick.
David, you mentioned the crowd and atmosphere earlier. How much did you think it affected your team and their team?
Yeah, I don't think it affected us negatively in the sense that I don't think that our kids were intimidated. I just think it was just a momentum builder. Obviously, for Mississippi State, they played to that crowd well, and I think it was a great experience for our guys, and to be in such a crowd that reacts to every pitch, every play, and tries to create more momentum for the opponent. So I thought our guys handled it well, but we just, I don't think we were offensive enough. I don't think we would have hit them at our park or any other park. So I just wish we would have swung the bats a little bit better to kind of support Jack when he gave us that great effort.
Go front left to Ben.
Coach, you mentioned yesterday that baseball's a game of inches. I mean, was tonight kind of a little bit of validation of that?
Yeah, that catch in right center obviously takes it from a 1-1 game to a 4-1 game, and even if one run scores there, it'd have been 2-1 for a while. Maybe Little's coming into the game trying to hold a 2-1 lead or deficit, and then obviously the game changes a little bit with comfort level and maybe as aggressive as you pitch. And our offense, if we got a guy on base, maybe you're more apt to steal and move runners and do things when you're down 1 versus down 4. So yeah, it seemed to be that way the whole weekend, and it was a shame those inches weren't more on our side. It was against us.
Coach, Eric struggled with location early.
Middle.
Oh, sorry.
And so he walks in the tie and run there. It seemed like when he got 2-0, the crowd kind of got on their feet. He got rattled a little bit. What, if anything, as a coach, can you do there? What's your message to try to kind of maybe combat some of that?
Yeah, you hope that doesn't happen. And Eric has done a great job of really keeping his composure all year long. I mean, his growth as a pitcher in our program was he hasn't let innings or situations just kind of explode and really get any bigger. That's been what he's been good at all year. So it may have happened a little bit today in a different situation, and we sent Coach Eager out there to make sure he can try to calm him down and do your best. But when it seemed like his pitch count was kind of rolling up there, even in the 3rd inning, it seemed time to kind of make a move. But as far as what that looks like, Eric Miller's that's been a strength of his, is really kind of settling down and keeping his composure.
Got time for a couple more for Coach Esker if you guys have them. The microphone to you. If not, we'll get started with Mississippi State. All right, we'll go back to Rick here. It's coming to you. Yeah.
Coach, what's the closest thing to this atmosphere in the Pac-12? Is there a place?
Yeah, there's a couple atmospheres that really are kind of hostile environments. Oregon State has a very good atmosphere, which will Arizona State pulls in some large crowds as well. But this is a special place, right? I mean, this is a special. It's as good a stadium as you can have, a double-decker stadium with lawn seating or seating out in the outfield and condos up and beyond. I mean, it's a special place, and I'm sure they appreciate playing at home and at a stadium like this. So it's It's a challenge, but you know what? It's been a great experience for us. And again, I couldn't thank the tournament directors for running such a great tournament, and the people of Starkville and around the area who come to the stadium, who are just so welcoming. Great as far as cheering on their team, but so welcoming and respectful after the games. I think our guys really appreciate how someone could root so hard against you and then be so welcoming to you after the game and tell you did a nice job and appreciated your efforts.
We'll wrap it up middle, second row with Steve.
Coach, you have the unique perspective of being the only coach in the country to coach against UCLA and Mississippi State. How do you compare them?
Well, they're both very good. You know, UCLA is a pretty complete team. I mean, they pitch well. Coach Stowers does a great job with the pitching staff. They're able to get the game into a, you know, if they get it to the seventh inning, they got a seventh inning guy, an eighth inning guy, and a ninth inning guy. They're pretty dynamic offensively. They've got some speed and a little bit of power. Again, I think they're a pretty complete team. Mississippi State will make it tough though, because the thing that I noticed, they really hit old, and I say they hit old is they're so good with two strikes and they're good in leverage counts. They keep the ball low and hard. They're not sloppy with their swings. They can offense. They play solid defense, and of course with Ethan Small at the front end of any rotation, you know, it's going to be hard to score runs off of. So, you know, if they match up, and I would think it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be, you know, hinged on a break or two and pitching and defense.
Thank you, Coach.